want to share one more thing, because these things come to me as we have these discussions, and I've shared
Always,
this,
yeah.
I've shared this before, but I just want to share it again, because you never know who this will affect. But to me, a lot of like when negative emotions come into play, there's the front end and then the very back end. The front end is, why is this coming in the first place? And the back end is always, it's because of how you were socialized when you were very young, and it's triggering an emotion that's as in your DNA as possible until you erase it. I mean, that's the bookends. The 99% of all of us, friends, family, and us to a certain extent, live in between. And the in between is, despite you wanting to improve yourself, to get rid of these negative insecurities that may drive these negative emotions, because you're the one that's feeling it, right? The sounds coming out of somebody's mouth. These tactics in the middle can make a huge difference. The one that I was suggesting is that when you feel it, ask yourself why. If you say because, there's a great moment to stop. But the other one that I always share, which was a huge impact when I was at the front end of what I went through, was also like immediately going to gratitude. You go to the very highest element there is, even if you don't want to, right? So let's play this out for a second. So let's say, and I'm the most transparent person recorded on human history after 300 of these, master classes. But I always told everybody, I was 88% to 92 percentile human, right? Really good at everything, but not the best at anything. And so what happened is, when you grow up like that, and then somebody says something to you out of their mouth, here come the sounds. All of a sudden I get pissed because some guy took his company public and I'm smarter than him or whatever. And all of a sudden here I am pissed. So what happens is, why am I pissed? Well, I'm pissed because, that guy didn't give me the chance to, invest in my company. There's the first one that I was just explaining, right? Well, shit. Now, why does that have any effect on whether I'm a badass or not? But you know what? Because he didn't do it, I'm going to thank him. Thank you for not investing in me, because it's giving me the motivation to push harder and to get this done without investors. So those two things, one was I recognized it, so I didn't fall into the negative thing. The second one is I neutralized it by thanking the person that quote unquote did harm. And all of a sudden you're even keel. And at least from a tactical standpoint, you stemmed everything negative that could have cascaded you in the past into a neutral or positive situation. That, now back to my point, that didn't solve the stoppage of negative emotions, because I hadn't cured myself of Jason Bourne myself out of these insecurities yet. But in the middle, which is where all of us live, these two things made a huge. So there's a couple of small hinges that swing big doors, like we were talking about this session.